In the rolling hills of Rwanda, where the green folds of the land whisper stories of pain and healing, there lived a boy named Alan. He was 15, tall for his age, with a sharp gaze that noticed more than he spoke. His village, just outside Hai, was a quiet one. Cows lowed in the distance, the rhythm of life slow, steady, and honest. Alan had a gift. He could run, and not just like any boy. He ran like the wind had been born in his lungs. On barefoot mornings, he would race the mist as it lifted off the hills, his feet pounding the dirt paths while others were still asleep. People started calling him Isuka Wimazero, the Blade of Hope. His dream was simple, but heavy with hunger, to represent Rwanda at the national level. Maybe one day, even farther. But dreams are not immune to life's cruel timing. One dry season afternoon, while running errands for his mother, Alan hopped onto the back of a neighbor's motorbike to save time. The bike slid on loose gravel and crashed. Alan was thrown hard. His leg twisted beneath him. The bone fractured clean through. The doctors at the district hospital told him the break was serious. He'll walk again, they said, but no more running. Not the way he used to. That sentence felt like the end of everything. Back home, Alan sat silently for weeks. The cast on his leg wasn't the heaviest thing he carried. It was the weight in his chest. His friends stopped visiting after a while. His old running path over the hills grew wild with grass. Every night, he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, asking why. Why him? One evening, his mother sat beside him. Her hands were worn from farm work, her voice quiet but unwavering. You are not just your legs, Alan. Even broken wings can learn new skies. He didn't respond. Not at first, but the words stuck. They nested in his heart. When the cast came off, Alan could barely stand without shaking. But he decided he would move. He picked up a stick for balance and began walking short distances. First to the front gate, then to the edge of the garden, then around the village. It hurt. Every step was a reminder of what he had lost. But slowly, something changed. He started volunteering at the local school. There, he met a small group of children, orphans, most of them, curious, full of questions, full of energy they didn't know where to put. One day, Alan drew a small oval in the dust and told them it was a track. We'll race, he said. The children laughed. You can't run, they teased. I don't need to, he smiled. I'll coach. And just like that, Alan found new wings. He came every morning, sometimes limping, sometimes leaning on a cane, but always with a plan. He taught the kids stretches, timing, breathing, balance. He borrowed books from a teacher who once ran in university. He printed out diagrams. He made them run not to win, but to feel free. And they thrived. One of the girls, a quiet 13-year-old named Diane, started winning small competitions. She reminded Alan of himself, focused, full of fire. When Diane qualified for the regional youth games in Kigali, she was terrified. She'd never left the village. Alan handed her a folded note before she boarded the bus. On the paper were 5 words: broken wings, stronger flight, fly. She won bronze. News spread. A journalist heard of the boy who once ran, who now coached. Why do you do this? She asked him one afternoon. Alan looked at the kids training behind him, dusty and laughing. Because my dream didn't die, he said. It just found new legs to run with. Later that year, with help from the school and a small NGO, Alan launched Imbaraga Track Club, Power Track Club. They didn't have shoes for everyone. The track was uneven, but they had discipline. They had fire. And Alan, he ran again, not the fastest, not the farthest, but with strength deeper than muscle. He ran alongside the kids sometimes, one hand still holding his cane. He was no longer trying to prove anything. He was just flying. Today, if you travel through Hai, you'll find a chalk sign nailed to a tree, "Welcome to Imbaraga." Inside the compound, you'll see children running laps, barefoot or in mismatched sneakers. And you might spot Alan, stopwatch in hand, standing tall. He still carries a limp, but he also carries something stronger: purpose. When asked how he overcame it all, Alan always smiles and says, "Sometimes your wings have to break before you can learn what flight really means."